What's up, everybody, and welcome to the final installment of season 2, last verse, season 2 of the REVELSations podcast. It's your boy Rev. Please subscribe, rate, review, wherever you get your podcast. Contact the show directly. TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, the REVELSations podcast. You can also email the show directly, revelationspodcast@gmail.com. As I said, last verse of season 2. We will be back with you in season 3. That will be on October 17th. That is when we're starting that. I got a lot of things to do in between now and then. We'll be coming back at you on October 17th. I have a birthday between now and then, so wish your boy Rev a happy birthday. Not going to tell you the exact date, but it is what it is. If you go back a year, if you go back to season 2, you'll find when my birthday is. Actually, no, that's in season 1. You'll find out when my birthday is because they actually did an episode on that. But anyway, keep on rocking with your boy Rev. Please subscribe, rate, and review. Share this with somebody who you think might benefit from its message. What is the underlying reason that I do these podcasts? Is it for numbers? Is it for clicks? Sure. I would love to have 80 million views for every one of these. Am I probably going to get there? Could. Don't know. Whatever God has in store for me, it is what it is. Am I there yet? Nope. Right? I'm rocking with very low numbers, but the reason I'm doing it is because I want to reach one. I want to reach one. And this is why I ask you to share it with others. Share it with others, not for the fortune and fame, that not so that I can grow. If that happens to be a byproduct of me completing my mission, then sure. But share it so I can reach somebody, that I can help this world be a better place, because that is the goal. And how do I go about making the world a better place? By teaching people that things that I've learned, teaching people to think about things, being nicer to people, being nicer to themselves, and just loving each other. If we think about the golden rule, as we said on the REVELSations podcast before, treat others as you want them to treat you, not as they treat you. And if everybody treated other people the way that they wanted to be treated, this world would be a better place. Okay. And a part of that treatment is how we value people, how we value others. And we're going to get to some dictionary definitions in just a second on the REVELSations podcast. So let's get to it. Vision. Okay. Vision is the ability to think about or plan the future with imagination or wisdom. A lot of people think vision is sight. It has sight in it, right? Sight, the ability to see, that your eyes actually work and perceive the world around you, physically can see things. You can see this microphone. You can see my shirt. You can physically see me. You can see my background. That is sight. But vision is looking at something and imagining it to be more or less. Imagine it to be different than what it is, right? The ability to think about or plan the future with imagination or wisdom, putting things into place. If you save, you have vision of a future where, hey, I'm going to need this money in the future. If you work out, you have vision about the future. I want a healthy lifestyle later. Vision, right? And I said, your vision is not necessarily a reflection of my value. So what does value mean? The value means the monetary worth of something. We typically stop there about the monetary worth, but value also means just the worth of something, because not everything has monetary value. I'll explain. Something that we need, things that we need are way more valuable than things that we want. What do we need? We need air. We need clean air. That is super valuable, right? But it doesn't cost us anything. Air does not cost us anything. If they start charging for air, this thing that we breathe that keeps our lungs going, people would pay top dollar for it. Then it will have monetary value. But sometimes things that we value most are free. Love. People say love don't cost a thing. Love costs a lot, but it may not always cost monetarily. It may cost monetarily sometimes, but not always. So we have these things. So the value of something, how much is worth? What am I willing to give up to keep it? What am I willing to give up to get it? What am I willing to spend to keep it? What am I willing to spend to get it? Spending doesn't necessarily mean monetarily. Am I willing to spend time? Am I willing to spend effort, emotional energy, mental energy? Am I willing to sacrifice? It depends on how much worth I put in something, aka how much value I have on it. And I'm telling you right now that someone's vision of you is not necessarily your value, right? It could be something wrong with their glasses if they're underestimating you. So we'll get to a couple more dictionary definitions, because this last verse is about confident, because I want us to be confident people, right? And confidence means the feeling or belief that you can rely on yourself, right? It's just, I believe I can do this. That is confidence. Not to be confused with arrogance, with having or revealing exaggerated senses of one's own ability or worth. You're overestimating. You think you can do everything, right? You think you can do everything, and that's not necessarily the case. So having a proper evaluation of what you can do, that is confidence. Oftentimes, though, we run into people who don't have the best ability to look at our value. They may see us as one thing, but we could be something totally different. We could be greater than that. Sometimes people see us as more valuable than we are. That happens as well. And I'm arguing that we need to have the correct value and the correct valuation, the ability to look at the value of ourselves, the value of ourselves. And we cannot, I repeat, we cannot and should not, I should say more than could, cannot. We should not allow other people's value of us, their vision of us, to be a reflection of our own value to ourselves. So you may go to a company, you may say, I want this job, I need this job, I need a loan from a bank to start my own business, whatever it is, and you are rejected because that bank didn't see your vision as something that would be great. That job didn't think that you had the skill set to serve them. That does not mean that you are not valuable. It could mean that there's something wrong with their vision. They can't see you. They can't perceive. They don't know exactly how great you are. You may not look good on paper. You may not come in the wrapping or the packaging that they want. But that does not mean just because you've been rejected by them that you are a person that should be rejected. Could it possibly be that when others reject us, it is something wrong with them and not us? Could it possibly be that when somebody overlooks us, that is something wrong with their vision and not our value? If we're being honest, we as humans internalize rejection. We internalize it as if there's something wrong with me. That person rejected me. They didn't see me for who I am. Yeah, because there could be something wrong with their vision. There could be something wrong with them. Imagine this. You wake up in the middle of the night and you see something in the shadows that looks like a person. And it's like, oh my God, there's somebody else in my house. And then you look closer and, oh, okay, that was just a weird reflection from the moon and the street lights reflecting to my house. And there was nothing in my house that scared me. Was there something wrong with the image, or was there something wrong with your vision at the time? Was your vision skewed for whatever the reason? Doesn't mean that you were in imminent danger. It means that you were perceiving or your vision was wrong. So if your vision could be wrong in that, isn't it possible that other people's vision could be wrong about you? So I'm saying stand in your confidence, know yourself, stand in your value, that somebody's vision of you is not a reflection of your value. I was talking to one of my friends the other day, and we were talking about like having confidence. And I was like, well, I'm very intelligent and I'm resilient. These are things that I am. And she was like, well, no, you need to like thank God for that. And I was like, she was like, you need to thank God for that. And it's God, not you. And I was like, no, that's not true. She was like, what do you mean? I was like, well, God hasn't read these books and God hasn't been the ones who are writing these essays and things. No, that was me. God gave me the ability to do it, sure, but I actually had to go do it. And now that I know, or once I realize in my life that I am something, if I say it, it should be fine. And she said, well, that sounds cocky. That sounds arrogant. I said, no, that's confident. I said, look at this. You have a daughter, right? She said, yeah. I said, you call your daughter beautiful. You call your daughter intelligent. She said, yes. I said, so if your daughter calls herself beautiful and your daughter calls herself intelligent, is that bad? She said, no. I said, okay, then. So why is it that God has called me intelligent? God has called me resilient, but when I call myself those things, it's bad. But if somebody else calls me those things, it's okay. Why can't my vision of me be exactly what my value is? Why do I always have to lean on somebody else's vision of me? I'm only intelligent if they call me intelligent. And if I say that I'm intelligent, I have an exaggerated confidence of myself. I've tapped into arrogance. That's not true. Just because someone doesn't think that I'm intelligent, if they meet me, doesn't mean that I'm actually not intelligent. At the same time, just because somebody believes I am intelligent doesn't mean that I am. We find people who misjudge us positively and negatively all the time. And I'm just saying we should be living our life based on our own value. And our own value is going to come from our own study. And I'm not talking about just studying books. Our study of ourselves will be able to get a great valuation of ourselves. The valuation means being able to judge ourselves and say, I'm good at this, I'm not good at that, because no one's good at everything. No one's great at everything, right? But somebody else's vision of you is not necessarily a reflection of your value. It doesn't have to be. So you should value things for yourself. And if somebody rejects you, doesn't mean that there's something wrong with you. It could mean that there's something wrong with their vision or their plan for their life, right? Again, vision is the ability to the ability to think about and plan for the future with imagination and wisdom. Well, wisdom is the only thing that wisdom is implied intelligence, is implied applied knowledge. Once you know how to do something, how you do it is based on your wisdom. Are you wise enough to use the microphone as a microphone instead of using it as a hammer? I know the microphone is set up to amplify my voice, so I set the microphone in front of my mouth. I know the microphone isn't a hearing mechanism, so I don't put my ear to the microphone. If I put my ear to the microphone, even though I know that it is a sound amplifier, I'm not using wisdom. Why am I saying all that? I'm saying that people, their vision is based on their ability to be wise, to plan with wisdom. Well, sometimes people aren't wise enough to know how great you really are. And what I'm saying is, don't let an unwise person, a person that might be wise in some area, but they're not wise in all areas, and they're definitely not wise enough if they pass on you, don't let that become internal in your heart and you start thinking less of yourself. That is all I got for season 2, verse 27 of the REVELSations podcast. Again, please subscribe, rate, and review wherever you get your podcast. Share this with somebody that might benefit from this message. Again, we'll be taking a couple of weeks off, coming back to you on October 17th, 2024. I am because we are. Hallelujah, holla back. Peace.
Yeah, the revelations now televised. A platform for you and I. And now look with full heart and clear eyes. Now, these are just my thoughts. Truth don't how I feel on these topics I reveal. Please know my toll, I always keep it real. Can't face the word if you can't face facts. For your time, just open up your mind. That's it, just live, think big, now take that. With God in me, this here was made by design. Yeah, the revelation will be televised.